Hello, 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 Geminis. Hey, I'm going to bring this down just a little bit, only because I'm sure you guys like to see a little bit more of the cards than me. Anyway, so let's see how this works. All right, getting just started for you guys. But while I'm doing that, just to let you know, my name is Patty. If you're first time here, welcome. And then I am an empath, but I'm here to do your intuitive tarot as well as some astrology and numerology. So I hope you have fun with this. I hope something resonates with you and that it helps you in your processing, or if you're going through a struggle, a trial, whatever you're going through. I hope this helps. Okay. And if you have a question for Divine, I hope he answers this as well for you. So the first thing is that we are doing the 26th through, I can't even shuffle today. We're doing the 26th through the May 2nd. And meaning that the 26th, there's a huge full moon. So this full moon is a super moon. It's also called a pink moon, and I'll go into that. Yes, I am doing a full moon reading on the 26th at 11 a.m. So it is live. You can interact. I will be doing a little bit of the astrology energies first and how that's going to relate to you for your future. Then the second part will be a reading. So subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be notified when I'm on. All right. So we'll do that on the 26th. There is also a new video I uploaded called Why Is My Tarot Different? And I hope that you watch that if you're new, because it'll explain everything that I'm doing. And also a little bit about traditional tarot versus modern day tarot. All right. So let's get started. So the first oracle I am pulling out, I am trying to find some new oracle decks too. I have to resonate with them, but you know what? There's a lot of, that's funny. A lot of things I don't resonate. I have to feel the energies when I look at it. And I'm just having a real hard time finding a couple new good tarot decks and also oracle decks for you guys. So you don't have to see the same oracle decks over again. I love my other one though. I really, really do. I might go back to that for a little bit. So we got our first oracle out. We've got our second oracle. First one being the Divine's card. Again, if you have a question to Divine, if you're trying to go through a struggle, something that maybe you're just not quite understanding, and you're like, I just don't get this. Why does this keep happening? This is his card to help you. All right. Second card is the current energies from the 26th through the 2nd. And boy, do these two cards play. I'll be really interested to see what this third card is. Third card is for the future energy. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Third card is for the future energies, which is going to take you for a couple of months, because this is about a process. This isn't something that's future energies for this weekend or a week, like I usually say. This is for 2 to 3 months. All right. So our first oracle, which does play into this full moon and the planets, it really, really does, because this full moon and the planet energies is about our emotional ties. It is about emotional progress. It is about putting something to rest and having rebirth. What it is, it's death and rebirth. Okay, so the Divine, this is Divine's card. So it is talking about the number 10, something completing. Okay, it doesn't have to mean death of something per se. It is just something coming to a completion that you can put it to rest now, so that a new rebirth can be born. It's sort of like when they talk about, like when my brother was murdered, somebody asked who's going to have the baby in the family this year, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, when you have a death in the family, usually there's a new birth in the family, somewhere in the family. Well, I was like, well, it ain't going to be me, because, I'm not married and I don't plan on having any kids. And so my brother was pregnant. My brother's wife was pregnant in that year. So, and then all of a sudden I found out I was pregnant. So then we had two births. So whenever there's a death, there is a birth, a rebirth, or a rebirth, or a birth. So when you put something to rest, something new is going to come. So the current energies here is the cat. These two guys, these next two cards have been showing up. I'm really getting sort of bored with them. But the cat is showing up. It's all about independence and healthy boundaries. Okay. Too much independence, not enough independence. Unhealthy boundaries versus healthy boundaries. That is both healthy boundaries for our body, healthy boundaries for our spirit, healthy boundaries for emotion. That's the number 9. This is energy intense for your emotions. Okay, I just did a reading with Taurus. This is about your emotions. This is the planets. This is the moon. This is everything that's going on. And right here, as I film this, the 23rd, these energies are starting to come up for that full moon. It'll go all the way through till the 30th because they're intensifying and then they're coming down. It's like, they're getting ready for that death and then they get ready for the rebirth. So that's the kind of thing that is going on here. So my question to you for this week, this is this week's energies now, are you too independent? Are you codependent? Or are you not dependent enough? They have to be one of those things, and there could be a combination, a little bit of everything in there. However, that needs to be something. Oh, I think that's one of my leather suppliers. But there has to be a balance in there. And that balance has to come from your internal self, your spirit, your soul. Okay? And that is where a lot of the times we have battles. So maybe somebody's in a battle here because this is the number 9, extremely intense. So are you having a battle within yourself on your independence? Or are you saying that you're really independent, but you're not? So it's sort of like when we talk to our kids, this energy here is sort of an example. We talk to our kids become young adults in their 20s, early 20s. Some of you might be there. And then we say that you're adult, even though you're living at home and you're not really doing all that adults do. We say that you are a young adult because as an adult, that means that we are independent of our parents. And that's where we go out and we pay for our own apartment. We have our own job. We pay our own bills. We have our own responsibility and accountability. And that's where I'm asking, do you have healthy enough boundaries to do that, to be independent of your parent, independent of your spouse, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, because that actually comes from these health. Oh, thank you. So he wants me to talk about dating. You want to have healthy boundaries that you can be independent, but then come together in the middle. Okay. I'm sure he's got more to say on that one here. So our future energy is the Lady of the Lake, absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. This is second dimension. So we are going from death, from a completion to rebirth. Okay. And that's the planets as well. But because death and absolute truth come from divine, that is where we have to focus in on, is the second dimension, things that we can't see. I was using the wind scenario with somebody, or with one of the signs. Who was that with? I can't remember. Taurus, where a lot of people are like, I don't believe in that stuff. I don't believe in energies. Okay, really? It's not scientific. It's actually very noticeable that there's a cause and effect. When we have death, there's a rebirth, and that happens. But also, too, when the wind blows, you can see a tree move. Cause and effect. When we have the full moon, it affects the tides, in high tides, low tides, that kind of a thing. All right. So it just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Have you ever guys had a ghost? Have you ever had a spirit? Have you ever saw a shadow? Have you ever had a poltergeist? Have you ever had any of that stuff? Have you ever had something happen weird that you can't explain? Paranormal stuff. Many, many a times. Anyway, so I guess that's where he's headed. So it's interesting. Our first card out is the 5 of Pentacles. 5 being, not very grounded. 5 being a broken foundation. 5 being maybe something's coming to an end, only because we have death as the first card. We have the 10 and the number 5. So bringing something back into balance. All right. somebody right now, somebody's not really happy at all. Somebody is actually going through some type of depression. Now, this could be depression, anxiety. Remember, depression and anxiety, a lot of that is first dimensional. That is created by the circumstances that are happening around us, and it becomes a world energy. It is sort of an up and down. You can get sad. Don't get me wrong. People get sad. I get sad, but I don't allow myself to stay there. That's control. I have control over that. So I can look at something, say I get kicked to the curb by a boyfriend. Well, if I had a boyfriend. But if I got kicked to the curb by a boyfriend that I really liked and maybe wanted to continue dating, however, their mindset's not the same way, and they kick me to the curb, yeah, I can be a little sad for the moment. But am I going to carry that out week after week? Am I going to drag it week after week? It's like, oh, woe is me, woe is me. No. The way that my brain works is like, okay, I got kicked to the curb. Is this a me problem? Is this something I have to work in myself? Is this their problem? You should be able to ask. We just didn't connect. Okay, we didn't connect. Not a big deal. Bye. But the thing is something that I can ask myself, or did divine intervene and say, you know what, this person has to go because I'm trying to protect you. You can't see it, but I'm trying to protect you. So I analyze it for a few minutes. I allow myself to be sad for a few minutes, and then I let it go. Because I've learned how to let things go. Somebody hasn't learned to let things go, so you're in sort of a depression, you're into anxiety, you have that kind of a thing. Very first dimensional, because it's all about situations and circumstances around you that cause you to feel and be that way, but it's your mindset that needs to be transformed and changed. And once you do that, then the anxiety and the panic attacks and the depression goes away, unless you need medical attention towards that, or there's something medically that you need to have taken care of. The reason why, I've been there. When I was younger, in my 20s, on antidepressants and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it helped. Of course it did, because it's chemically changing my brain. However, it took me a while to figure out, I don't want these things. What do I need to do to get off of them? And a lot of that was because of my mind process. I was very broken. I needed to go to counseling to fix the internal me and not pop a pill to try and fix me. Okay, so I'm just giving you from my experience. All right, but I do know that the second dimension, when you live by this, second dimension, you're going to change. You're going to change. If you live by spirit rather than earth and the first dimension, you will change 100%. And you know what? You'll be more at peace, more calm, and things won't bother you like you did, like it did before. There's a lot of people out there that can help you in coaching in that. And that is, that's why I do some spiritual coaching, because of it. Okay. And here's why I know what's going on with somebody here, because your next card out is the Four of Cups. Depression, thinking too much about a situation, something is happening. Again, first card out on the oracles was death, and you won't let go. It's a choice. Letting go is a choice. You can either let go or not let go. Well, I'm on the fence about that. No, there's no on fence. You either let go or you don't. As my martial arts teacher says, there's no such word as try. You either do it or you don't. Boy, did he pound that into me. And you know what? My martial arts teacher still helps me today. I love you, Dwight. You're so cool. The thing is that you're holding on to something and you're not letting it die. You're not letting it go. You're not letting it complete. It would be like hanging on to a boyfriend or a girlfriend that said they don't want to be in a relationship anymore with you, and you're still hanging on. Why? If they don't want that anymore, maybe one, it's not the right time. Maybe two, they just realized that you weren't the one for them. So why hang on to that and drag it and drag it and drag it? Let it complete. Because when you let it complete, you become healthier boundaries. You begin to manifest more positiveness, more self-love in there. And then you begin to believe in the second dimension that things are going to turn around and change. Things are going to happen. Things are going to grow. Things are going to be good. But you got to let go. There is so much depression, anxiety, low vibrational energies out there right now. It is unreal. It's unreal. I wish I could do like a speaking engagement with, thousands of people and just sit here. And I know that it's not going to touch everybody, but if they could see my walk between earth and my walk with spirit and my walk with destroying myself in the world thought process and lifting myself up through the spirit, through divine, and changing my life on a 180, I know that it would help and help other people to do the same, because that is amazing. I love to watch people just transform their life to a higher vibrational self. Very beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. All right, so let's see what we got going. Yes. Okay. So somebody did get hurt. Somebody did have a bunch of heartache or trauma. It could be, this could be foundational, because way down to the core. This is way down to somebody's foundation. But there's some hard work that is going to happen here. This is actually growing yourself into a healthy boundaries, healthy standards, healthy mindset that yes, I am valued. Yes, I am loved. Yes, I deserve this. Yes, yes, yes. Rather than telling yourself, no, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm no good, blah, blah, blah. That's destructive. And that's just coming from way deep down. I don't know who this is for. For somebody, it's way deep down. For somebody, they just got hurt by like a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And look at this. You're better off. The person's arrogant. The person is self-centered. The person is self-sufficient, self. So it's a good thing that you did that ended. It's a beautiful thing that divine ended it, because you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have. All right. So this is called self-respect and self-responsibility. That is your third energy, Lady of the Lake. Okay, that is your third energy. All right, that's your future energy. So this is, again, a process from death to rebirth, And to get that healthy boundaries, it takes time. It depends on how fast you're willing to let go and do the work. Look at these. I can't make this up. These are side by side. When you let go, then the work can begin. Then you let the hurt go, and then you realize how lucky and how blessed you are to have the divine take it away from you rather than you take it away from them. Now, I'm not talking about somebody that you love that passed away. I'm talking about somebody who is in a relationship that should not have been in that relationship. Okay. Yeah. See? When you do the work, there is an offering of love, peace. This is second dimensional, guys. Love, peace, joy, contentment. Even if you're single, you can be content. Actually, the divine loves us when we're single, because we'll pay more attention to him. He likes that. So when we're in a relationship, then we sort of forget about the second dimension. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I forgot to pray. Oh, I forgot to, thank him. Oh, I forgot to, because you're so into somebody else that you forget to actually, that you've forgotten about yourself. And then when you forget about yourself, you can't even thank him. Forget about him. It's like, oh yeah, I'm breathing today. Oh yeah, thanks, by the way. No, that should be the first thing before you step out of bed. Thank you for allowing me to have one more day on this earth. And who do you want me to touch? Who do you want me to? That's the way I do it. Before I get out of bed, I always ask, who do you want me to touch? What do you want me to share for you, not for me? Because it doesn't end with me. It should not end with us at all. This should not end with arrogance and, oh, it's all about me. Can't stand to be around those people. And as an empath, no. I just can't. Sorry, I just can't. Because you got a lot to grow from. Yeah, look at this. Somebody's going to have an offering, This is a number 2 of cups. And that is, again, more about love and the heart. Again, this is the rebirth. Somebody's going to let go of something that they need to. They're going to take that baggage of rocks and they're going to throw it in the river or whatever. And then now that is done. And you're not going to think about that. You're just going to go move forward. And this is beautiful because when you do that, then you don't compare. You don't compare. I used to do that with my ex-husband. I missed him so much. I carried that. I mean, I didn't have just a couple of baggages. I carried, give me the whole container from the ship baggage, and I did because I loved him that much. I didn't understand why he left. I married him for life. He was my partner. I didn't understand that. But what the divine did show me later through absolute truth, because he'll always show you the truth if you're walking with him. He showed me everything later. I was like, oh, okay. I get it. I'm not the broken one. He was the broken one, and he needs to heal himself because he got married 3 times more after me. There's an issue there because I believe he was married twice before me. So there's an issue there. So just understand that this is a balance. This person here is a really good divine intervention. So while you go through your pain of death and releasing, and I would say for you guys, make a list. Make a list. I need to let go of this. 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 And then, you know what? Put the list away and you're going to come back. Oh, yeah, I need to let go of this. Then you prioritize which one you need to work on letting go first. One at a time. You cannot do them all at once because then you'll never completely release them and put them to death in bed. And you put them, just imagine putting that when you release it in the ground, put flowers on it and just keep moving. You can have the memory, but keep moving. Don't go back there. Don't go back to an old boyfriend. Don't go back to an old girlfriend. It's always moving forward. And if the divine wants them to come into your life again, he will bring them into your life because it might have been a timing issue. But you don't go manipulate to go back to them. No, 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 no. Tried that once. Learned my lesson. No. And even my friend was like, what were you thinking? I'm like, I do not have a clue. This was many, many years ago. Even if you cared about them, you know what? There was a reason why you guys left. All right. So we have the nine of cups. This is about your heart. What do you want? This is the 9. These are the energies of the earth, of the moon, of the planets that are going on right now. This is divine. What is it you want? I'm ready to give it to you, he says. I am ready to give it to you. I want you to have it. I want you to have it. Letting go is healthy. Okay. All right. This is the 9 of Cups is the wish card. I don't believe in wishes. I believe in asking and then receiving. And if the divine, if you don't hear anything, if you ask, there's ways to hear the divine in your answers. There's a lot of ways. Maybe I should do a video on that because people say, well, how do I know? Because there are signs, there are things that the divine will give you to say, yes, you can have this. No, you can have it. It's not time. Okay. And there are things that you can watch for in that. So he may be saying yes to you. He may be saying no to you. He may be saying not yet. Okay. He may be saying yes, no, not yet. But this is an intense wish. This is an intense desire. He's got love. He's got joy. He's got 3 cards. Boom, boom, boom of the heart. Okay. And the thing is, that's really cool about this. It's 1, 2, and 9. So 1 is about something new. This is the rebirth, something new and beginning. The number 2 is about either bringing it together or balance. Okay. I'm not going to say it's going to separate because this is bringing 2 people together. Now, in some instance, though, it may be separating them because nobody's paying attention to the second dimension. Okay, so we separate sometimes. Number 2 is either bringing something together, balance, or separating. So if somebody's not paying to the second dimension, you may lose out on that because this is what you're getting. You're getting what you asked for. Okay, But you got to pay attention to the second dimension, which is the absolute truth, walking in love and not faith or fear. Okay, that's the whole thing. That's the courage part. Do you believe enough to walk in love and not fear? Don't be fearful. And that is also too about your independence of health, independence of the world. Thank you. They're saying be independent of the world. Do not believe the world. Wow. Thank you. Do not believe the world. The world is only partial truth. That's not for me. Okay. All right. Let's see what else. And the absolute truth, Lady of the Lake, again, is the future energy, absolute truth. Okay. So let's see where we got to go with this. Okay. All right. And then we're going to go into, I didn't realize how long this was. Holy Toledo. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Thank you. Then once you do this, release, I want to say release and catch. I heard release and catch. Somebody must be a fisherman on the other side. Release and catch. Basically, you're releasing, okay, and then you're catching. Release and catch. And the reason why is because you're going to see your rewards. Definitely. Because this is what you wanted. And this is ambition. This is ambition. This is your calling. This is your passion. This is what you've dreamed of. This is what you want. Okay. All right. All right. Let me see if there's anything else before I go here. So remember, whoever has this depression and anxiety, this is something that you can work on, getting away from this first dimensional world to help you through that process. Yeah, the Four of Wands. This is about your future growth. This is about the, how and where you want your future to go. You have to trust in divine. You have to trust in your self-respect. You have to trust in absolute truth, which is second dimensional. Because right now the wheel's in reverse. So once you get those things in alignment, then the wheel will come in upright. But right now the wheel is in reverse. Okay, so that is something to really pay attention to, especially when you're down. Allow yourself to be sad, but don't stay there. Because when you stay there, that's world. When you allow yourself, okay, I am sad, I acknowledge I'm sad, I acknowledge this isn't right, I acknowledge this isn't fair. How can I lift myself up? How can I move myself forward to the light, to the high vibrations, and let me work on that side of it and let the other part go? And then you can actually work on yourself second dimensionally, your spirit and your soul. Then that will gradually transform and transition your mindset to more a healthy boundary mindset to the second dimension, spirit. And have him help you, guide you through that whole process. All right. So let's see what's going on with the full moon today as far as your energies, and also through with the planets. We got some conjunctions going on. We got some squaring going on. We've got some retrogrades going on. Oh my gosh. But because it's the 23rd today, guys, if you're watching this before the 26th, these energies have started. So if you feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster, you're having anxiety, you're having sadness, you're having, you're just sort of struggling with your moods, that kind of a thing, that's going to be typical. That is going to be typical. I had a friend call me yesterday and said, I'm just down. I don't know why. I just can't get motivated. I don't know why. I said, because we're getting ready to have a full moon. He's like, say what? Then I explained it to him, but it's like, but I said, just know that it's going to probably last till the 29th or so. And he's like, okay. All right. So this is about balance. This whole reading was about balance. However, the full moon is going to be about balance. However, the full moon is about death and new birth. So the balance is in the center. As we get ready to release, what are we doing in the middle of that while rebirth is happening? So something new and creative, something new, maybe a new love, maybe a new job, maybe a new hobby, something new. Maybe it's just you transitioning to a higher self What are you doing in that process? Because it's getting ready for a rebirth. You're in the birth canal. You're in the birth canal. You're not in the uterus anymore. You're going through the birth canal and you're getting ready to be rebirthed. So what do you want to do? What creative energy do you want? Where do you want to be? I want to be more positive. I want to be more uplifting. I want to be more caring. I want to be more compassionate. I'm talking about second dimensional. I'm not talking about, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be, this is what, because you can't take your jobs with you, you know, you can't take anything that is materialistic with you. So I'm telling you things to be more having healthy boundaries and have some self-respect in the second dimension. Because this, you're in the birth canal, you're coming out. How do you want to be? How do you want to be? And you can only do this alone with divine. I need your help, divine. Remember, this is about asking. I need your help, divine, because you've already been down a path. Everybody has a history. Everybody has a journey. They've been down this path. We have the number 2 for balance. That's either bringing something together or separating something apart. We've got the number 4 in solitude. When you do that, when you bring that balance alone with divine, second dimension, you begin a new process of a new path. These are planets and energies that's all going on. I'll talk about those on the 26th. I'm not going to go into it now, but I'll talk about that on the 26th, because if you look at the talisman, they know where all the little things to do and not do, you know, where to step, not to step. You've got a path, you've got a history. You got to let that go in order for that new rebirth to be fresh, clean, and started over. And if you don't, you're going to start comparing it to the past, and then you're going to end up with a cycle that just never ends. All right. So that's what's going on with the moon and the planets. So this is a really important time for somebody to actually rebuild their foundation. Kill the old foundation. I'm not saying that way. I'm saying fix the crack in the foundation of your house, kind of a thing, and then put the house on top, the new house on top of it. If you've got so many cracks in that foundation, tear it down. Tear it down. Put a new foundation up so that that house, when you set on it, that new rebirth, that new path that you use gets to go on top of that, that it's nice and solid because you have done your work to get healthier boundaries. All right. 9, 13. So it's number 4 again. So you have 2 number 4s. This is about your foundation and your balance. And what is number 2? Balance. All right. Wow. All right, guys. This has been a really good reading, Geminis. I hope it helped and resonated. Now, if it didn't resonate with you, but if you thought of somebody, might want to share it, because it might be something that might help them, because as we go through life, things shouldn't end with us. We should be the conduit through us and give divine the glory. So I hope this helped somebody. Don't forget there's a new video out called Why is My Tarot Different? And also too that there is a full moon reading at 11 a.m. on the 26th. Hit the bell after you've subscribed and you'll know when I'm on live. All right. I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you on the 3rd. Take care.